Hello everyone, thank you once again for tuning into our YouTube channel, Save Green here. And like we've mentioned before, our objective is to save you, the consumer, the YouTube viewer, some money on everyday living. In this case, we previously did an unboxing of this ZeroWater filter. And it's basically a pitcher that you pour in the water from the top here, and the filter goes all the way to the bottom, filters the water inside your fridge. This does have a 5-stage water filtration like we showed in the previous video, but what we're going to do today is show you just how amazed and how happy we are with it. And this is just going to show you a review of how well it works. So it does come with this here, which you put on the top, and this slot here so you can keep your water meter here so you can constantly test your water. I thought that was pretty cool and convenient that they provided that also. And then it has this little hatch here where you can just pour the water from your faucet, and then it just goes all the way through the filter and it filters itself. So what we're going to do first is measure our TDS, or total dissolved solids, on the water that we have already filtered, the water coming off of our sink, which is behind us, and then just so we can compare it to bottled water and see what we get. So the first thing we're going to do is turn this guy on. And we're going to go ahead and open this Aquafina bottled water. They claim they're one of the top as far as filtered water. So we're just going to put this in there and take a look at the meter and see where it is. So as you can see, it's on 0. It's not moving, which is good. Now Aquafina does say their water is done through a process called reverse osmosis, which is about the best you can get as far as water quality goes. So let me just get some of that water out of here. And this is your generic great value purified drinking water from Walmart. I don't know, oh, it does say there, look at that, purified by reverse osmosis. So Walmart water does filter their water through the same process as a big company like Aquafina, which is owned by Pepsi, just so you know. So let's go ahead and test this one out. I'm going to push the water up a little bit, and let's see where we're at. So look at that. I mean, 16 and 17 is not bad at all. I mean, that's clean water right there. That's great, 16, 17. But I guess their reverse osmosis purification is not as high as Aquafina. But again, it is generic and it is great value Walmart purified drinking water. So put that off to the side. Wipe some of that water that came off of the bottled water, and let's go ahead and pour this in there. So this has only been filtering in there for about, I'd say, 10 minutes or so. So let's go ahead and take a look at that and see where we're at. And as you can see there, it's on 0. It's not moving. And it was just 17 for our Walmart, and it was 0 on the Aquafina. So the Aquafina, basically you would be making Aquafina water at home from your tap using this filter right here. I mean, if you have like a Brita and you believe that you have the best, trust me, get yourself one of these and test the water yourself and you'll be able to see. Now for the last test, I'm going to go ahead, walk a few steps behind me and fill this glass with water straight from the tap. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so here it is. Where do we stand? Let's see. And you see that? 222, 220, just hovering above 200. So this is the water. If you're drinking this water straight from your tap, I mean, I don't know, wherever you live, it might be a little bit different. But after seeing these test results where I filtered my own water compared to bottled water, any one of these three, being this one, your Walmart water, or your Aquafina, to me would be acceptable. What I just got from my tap, I wouldn't drink it anymore. And if you are drinking water from your tap, you might want to consider this. Now, that goes back to our objective on our channel, which is to save you green, save you some money. If you went ahead and bought a case of this water, or let's say you bought 4 or 5 cases of water every month, and maybe even more in the summertime, depending on how many people live in your house. I don't know, it all depends. You can buy this guy right here for the same amount that would cost you to buy 4 cases of Aquafina bottled water. So you just saw what I have from my sink, which is 220. So if we revert to this chart here, I would be roughly between 201 and 300. I mean, obviously on the low side of this, almost borderline on here. So this would be contaminant levels within typical range. Most water in the USA falls into this grouping. And then between 201 and 300, high contaminant level. Expect slightly lower capacity as far as the filter, because it will need to filter more stuff out. But I do recommend it. ZeroWater. They're standing behind their what they're telling us here in writing is that it works harder, and that it also removes 18,000 of impurities. And if you compare that to the 5-stage, which is what this is, compared to your 2-stage, which is your typical Brita standard 2-stage filter, you can see that Brita doesn't remove some of this stuff. Because there's more filters in it, it will remove the smaller contaminants, the stuff you would need a microscope to see. And this does it for you, whereas Brita does not. And then your estimated total dissolved solids is 0. And folks, when we did the test, we got 0 when we put it in there on the drinking water from here. Brita, if you have one at home and you want to test it, look at that, 136. I mean, my tap water was a little over 200. So I would definitely not consider this a good way to filter my water. This would. So that's our review on it. Again, I would go ahead and post a link below in the description so you can go ahead and get it. It is cheap. It's not very expensive at all. And it does do what it says it does.